What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Retro Hoop Collectibles. Today is a sad day. It is a very sad day for a couple of reasons. Number one, this video is brought about because I recently made a sale on my eBay store. Links in the description to the eBay store if you want to buy some stuff from me. It's pretty cool. I got a bunch of stuff up there. And if you follow me on Instagram, which if you don't, I suggest you do, at Retro Hoop Breaks, you will see the mountain of cards that I still have to load up on eBay and get uploaded on there. I got like about 300 or 400, like 300 right now. Anyway, I just made a sale. Links in the description if you want to check out the eBay store. I just made a sale of a very, very iconic card. And as I made this sale, I kind of got a little nostalgic. And not really nostalgic for the card itself, but for what that card represented. Now, what am I talking about? I'm talking about 2019, 2020. Panini Prism number 248. Now, if you've been in this hobby long enough, that's all I need to tell you for you to know what card I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Zion Williamson rookie card out of Panini Prism. Prior to this basketball season, I had dabbled a little bit in card collecting. I think I started kind of maybe buying a box here and there, opening and ripping right around 2018 because I was really, I really liked Luka Doncic. I still like him. I think he's a good player. So I kind of dabbled a little bit into it, not so much so. And then COVID hit. And of course, once COVID hit, things just kind of went south. Things got a little squirrely. And this card, at the time, represented a golden ticket. This card at one point was more important and more, I guess, known in the atmosphere of pop culture. Maybe not pop culture. I won't go that far, but there's a lot of people that are thoroughly aware of this card and what this card represented. And it was the first time that I personally saw something that I felt was not as valuable kind of go into the ether and just become this massive thing. So as I sold my copy of it, I just had a base copy. There's no way I was paying up thousands of dollars for a Zion Williamson card even 6 months ago, right? And according to the data that we're about to look at, by the way, shout out to my guys over at Card Hedge. The data that we're about to look at is going to be sort of a case study in how squirrely these things can really get. But I think this particular card was sort of a microscope view into what this hobby has been over the last 3 or 4 years. And it's interesting as we're wrapping up 2024 to kind of see where this thing was and ultimately where it is now. And then just the story behind who Zion Williamson is and what he ultimately represents and where he is now and kind of where everybody's left. This is one of the big bag holding type scenarios because it could have gone really bad. It could have gone really good. And unfortunately for a lot of folks, including myself, it went pretty bad. If you remember, I think it was last year, right around last year, me and my buddy JD, we were on a live stream and we were kind of shocked at the price of a base Zion Williamson rookie card. PSA 10, of course. And we looked at that and we said, hey, man, it's like $150 And I was like, no way. And he said, yeah, take a look. And so we're live. I'll go back and I'll find the video if you guys want to. And we both kind of looked at each other and we're like, screw it. Let's just pick one up. I mean, I pick one up for $150. If anything, it's a hell of a story. And I personally at the time felt like there might still be a comeback there to be had. Boy, was I wrong. But I just kind of felt like the kid was still very talented. And if you guys remember, like all of the controversy that surrounded him and the one adult star, when she put him on blast because he wouldn't give her any money, and then all these things started coming out about him. It was just crazy. But I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, I think if he gets a proper opportunity to come back and play basketball, we'll forget about a lot of those weird, funky stories. Once again, boy, was I wrong. But let's take a look at this. So this is 2019 Panini Prism Basketball Silver Rookie Card. I always like to look at the silver ones because to me, this is, for anything modern, post 2014, 2015, I think 2014 or 2013 was the first year of Panini Prism. I always look at this as sort of the flagship rookie card. If you want to own a rookie card for a player, you want to own the Prism Silver PSA 10 version, or if you just want to own a very high-end collectible card of a particular player and you got money to spend, you want to own one of the golds, which are numbered to 10. There's only 10 of those. And if you can find a gold of your player that you're looking for in a PSA 10 and you're willing to pony up the cash for it, that would obviously be a step above. To me, those two cards are kind of the most, I guess, valuable and the most liquid, depending on what your player is doing or how well your players do. I'll talk about that in another video. But we're taking a look at this silver Prism, and again, shout out to the boys over at Card Hedge. At the peak, and this might not be the peak because this is December of 2020. We obviously got 2019. I think this card got up to like $10,000 or something like that. It was nuts. But even coming off of that, I mean, there was a steep drop off and then just another run up towards the end of 2020. When did COVID hit? If I'm not mistaken, it was 2019. But anyway, as we kind of like here we are, $6,400 this card transacted at, and now here we are through all of his transgressions and all of his issues, like just this steep drop off. And there was this kind of this weird spike here where somebody actually paid, I think it's like $500 or nobody paid $9,000 for that. But here we go. December 2nd, 2024, the last and final price for this card, under $200. Now, a year ago, I bought a base version of this card for $145. I think I paid for it. I just sold it like yesterday for, what did I sell it for? I sold it for a total of $15. I lost 90% on that card. Oh man. Fun times. But it's an interesting story, right? Because for a long time, this was the card to have. This was the card to make money off of, right? This was the reason why people were camping out at Target to get those cello packs and to get the blaster boxes and the mega boxes. And this is the reason why 2019, 2020 Prism hobby boxes were going for thousands of dollars at the possibility of hitting this card and basically paying your mortgage. And Lord forbid if you hit the one of one. shout out to Run Good Life, who I think that's kind of what catapulted his channel when he hit the 1-of-1. If I'm not mistaken, this was, man, way back. The 1-of-1 Prism Draft Zion Williamson he hit, and I remember watching that whole chronicle unfold. This guy was the biggest hyped basketball player and the biggest piece that kind of catapulted the hobby into like this stratosphere. And it was the perfect mix of circumstances where you had this hype of this guy. And mind you, a formidable basketball player. The guy's built like a freaking linebacker, and he's out there playing basketball. And then, he blows out his shoe in a game. And that just kind of like added to this allure of this big, powerful person that he was, this big, powerful man. Who just decided that he wasn't going to play middle linebacker. He was going to play basketball. And then, add that to the high flying and all this other stuff going on. And then he gets drafted, and then, all the hype coming into the NBA. And then, his rookie card comes out and the hobby just goes nuts. And then COVID hits. We're sitting at home with a bunch of, COVID relief money, and people are just investing and buying and doing all these things. And then we latched on to this particular card as like the one thing. This was the GameStop stock version, a basketball card version of GameStop, right? Where everybody just was buying it and it was just going through the roof and there was no stopping it, and there was just a lot of craziness going on. And I sold a version of that card yesterday for $15, which is if anything, a reminder of how crazy this thing can get when you're out there buying for the purposes of investments. There's no safe investment. I just did a video yesterday where I was telling you guys what I'm buying, what I'm selling, and I talked a little bit about Cam Whitmore, who came in, obviously not with that level of hype, but I had a lot of hype behind the kid because I thought he was great, and he is great, and he's a great athlete and a great basketball player, but now he's at the G League. And so I got quite a bit of money tied up in his rookie cards, where my intention is always to buy lower end rookie cards in hopes that the price goes up so that I can sell them for a profit, take that profit, and then turn it into a very high end card of that particular player. That's always my goal. Always my goal whenever I'm buying. But, here we are. Zion Williamson, 2019-2020 Panini Prism, card number 248 in the silver variation, sold for under $200. If you'd have told me back then that this is what was going to happen, I would have told you were crazy. But here we are. Let me know what you guys think. Did you get caught up in this hype? If you did, how bad did you get hurt? I didn't get hurt that bad because I don't have the money to play in that atmosphere anyway. But I did get hurt. I got kicked in the nuts for what, $130? Took a $130 loss on the chin. But, so is the game that we play. What are you going to do about it, I appreciate you guys watching as always. Thank you for subscribing. Leave me a comment. Tell me how bad you got hurt. And we'll catch you guys on the next video. Love y'all. Peace.